called Pick a Page. And as you can see up here, there are many, many different covers of our text called The Science of Mind. I also brought a few of mine. This is the one I just got out of the bookstore. And so this is the most recent cover. It's always the same book. It's always got the same pages and everything. They just keep changing up the cover. So this is one, but I wanted to let you know that I found this precious one. You can see it's really old. It's hardbound, and I didn't realize it until today. It has Ernest Holmes' signature in it. I know, there it is right there. So if anybody wants to take a look at that gently, we can allow that to happen. I also, when I became ordained, to tell you what a big deal this is, I was given a leather-bound, beautiful version of The Science of Mind with my inscription here and here. I've never touched it because this is mine. And anybody who's been in the teaching knows it looks a little something like this. I really use this thing, and I can tell which class I was taking when by what color the highlight is, right? Okay, so here's what's going to happen, folks. I got to put this like this. There are, from pages 25 to page, I'm going to make it a little easy on myself here. I don't know why. To page 645. From 25 to page 645, somebody is going to call out a page. 72. Hold on. Wait, just hold on. We're going to go to page 72. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. Three paragraphs. Woohoo! I can explain this. And I'm going to read it out to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I think it means, okay? You guys ready for this? Holy God, I need to go back on vacation. Okay. Actually, the heading to this one is The First Great Discovery. And folks, if you take the foundations class, we will be covering this. The first great discovery man made was that he could think. This was the day when he first said, I am. This marked his first day of personal attainment. From that day, man became an individual and had to make all further progress himself. From that day, there was no compulsory evolution. He had to work in conscious union with life. OMG. That's so cool. Okay, so we're going to take the first one. The first discovery that man made was that he could think. This was the day when he first said, I am. So when Moses, in the mythological book called the Holy Bible, which you will learn about in Reverend Marjorie's class, myth, get it, myth? Okay. In that book, when Moses went up the hill and he saw the burning bush and he asked the burning bush what its name was representing God or the divine, what did the burning bush said? I am. I am. I am that. I am. Because we are individual expressions of that, because it is all there is, then that means that every time we say something that's a sentence that starts with the word I am, we are invoking the presence of God and utilizing that presence of God in our lives. So I want you to just think for a moment about the things that you attach I am to. Are you thinking? How many of you say, I am tired? I am broke. I am not capable. You are basically getting the entire power of the universe to support you in saying, I am tired, I am broke, I am not capable. The same thing is true when you attach, I am magnificent, I am healthy, I am prosperous. You are staking that same burning bush energy in back of those words as well. Yes? Yes. Okay, but that's not all. This marked his first day of personal attainment. From that day, man became an individual and had to make all further progress himself. In other words, that great I am, that divine, brought us to the point where we had self-consciousness, self-awareness, and from that moment on, all of our progress, all of our movement forward, all of our own growth was our responsibility. That make sense? Was that cool? Let me see if I missed it. I am a person with perfect eyesight. From that day, there was no compulsory evolution. He had to work in conscious union with life. In other words, using the I am to move us forward as opposed to moving us backward. Okay, good. Next one. Okay, whoa! I'm going to go with Debbie. Okay, and just because I know what's on 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. 5. Okay. Oh, you would choose 5. I don't have any highlight on that one. Okay. Oh, no. This is cool. Okay. It may seem as though in dealing with metaphysics, I got to explain something first about the word metaphysics. Meta means beyond. Physics means the physical. So we are a metaphysical teaching, which means that, yes, we believe in the 5 senses, everything we can taste, touch, see, hear, and smell. Absolutely, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and our 5 senses are part of our human experience without question, and we are also metaphysical, which means that we are beyond, we are more than just what our physical senses can show us, okay? So we are a beyond physical teaching. So, with that in mind, let's go back here. It may seem as though in dealing with metaphysics, we are dealing with something that is too abstract. But what is tangible other than results? Principles are forever hidden from our eyes. We accept the deductions of science insofar as they are proved, and we recognize that they are built upon immutable but invisible principles. Okay, I can absolutely explain this. Let me just think here for a minute. Okay. How many of you have members of your family who think that you belong to a cult? How many of you, the first time you walked in, was like, I don't know? Okay. And then when we started talking about things like law and principle, how many of you were like, this is too abstract for me. I can't wrap my mind around this. Yeah? Yeah. A lot of people, I get it. A lot of people, that's because it is metaphysical. It is going beyond what our 5 senses can tell us, because we are dealing with, I don't want to say abstract, but we are dealing with things beyond our 5 senses. So it may feel as if it is too abstract, but it is absolutely not, because spiritual laws, like the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of circulation, the law of reciprocity, it's all the same law, just different facets of it. But these laws are as every bit as tangible and reliable as the laws of physics. For instance, anybody here ever fall off the earth because you didn't believe in gravity? Come on, that was funny. Back in the olden days, I used to fall off the ground a few times, but, that was back then. Okay, anybody here, the law of mathematics is another immutable law. It just always works, right? It always, always, always works. The law of gravity always, always, always works. What's the other one we use? The law of, yeah. So then we come to the spiritual law of cause and effect. It isn't abstract. It is every bit as reliable as the law of gravity. And we can use it. We can rely on it. Once we understand how it works and we understand its parameters, we can make it do whatever we want. That's the cool thing about this, is that once we understand it, we can use it. So I think I've gotten off track. Let me go back to here. But it's still good stuff, right? Yeah? Okay. What is tangible other than results? Yeah. How can we say this? Okay, I'm going to tell a story about Oliver. You know Oliver, our band leader, right? Darling Oliver. Okay, so Oliver took Science of Mind. He took the foundations class a couple of times ago. And, I think he was just doing it to humor me. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll do it. But one of the things that I taught the class very early on was how to use the law of cause and effect, to use the power of the mind, the I am, to get front row parking spaces. Now, that may seem like no big deal in the scheme of we want to make a world that works for everybody. But what something simple, because you don't have an attachment to it, what something simple like that allows us to do is to build our faith. So I said to the students, you know what? Try to manifest front row parking spaces. Just give it a shot, You got no investment in it. You can just I get front row parking and no big deal. For the next 6 days, honest to God truth, the next 6 days, Oliver sent me pictures on Facebook of he and his wife parked at the front of Costco. Costco! At the front of Superstore. 6 days in a row. But what is tangible other than results? He learned how to use the law of cause and effect, use the I am that we talked about earlier, to bring about something you think Oliver's consciousness did not shift and grow as a result of that. Once might be a coincidence. 2 possibly could be a coincidence. 6 times in a week? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, next one. I heard 112. Is this fun? It's fun for me. I'm working up here, though. And I like that my book comes in pieces, too. It totally works for me. Okay, 112 and 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. 3. Could we do 2 instead? No. This is pick a page. Did somebody say no? Mean. I see who you are. I actually have exclamation points over this, so it's probably pretty good. So we find that man is one with everything physical in the physical world, one with the soul of the universe in the subjective world, and one with the Spirit of God in the conscious world. Through that which we call our objective or conscious mind comes what we know of God and life. I so get it. And it's going to take the rest of our time to explain, but that's okay. That's okay. We find that man is, first of all, we find that man is one with everything physical in the physical world, and one with the soul of the universe in the subjective world, and one with Spirit of God in the conscious world. So I'm just going to chunk that up to a little bit simpler thing, and just say that man is one with everything. the physical world, the subjective world. This is why you need to take the foundations class, because you're going to understand what I mean by the subjective world and also in the objective world. And so it basically is saying that we are one with everything, and that means that we are all interconnected. We're connected on the physical level, absolutely. We are sharing this beautiful planet. Folks, I got to tell you something. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. Do you have any idea how absolutely spectacularly gorgeous this particular land we live on is? I just came from spending a week in the Rockies with my siblings. And at first, because it was cloudy, I was like, there really are mountains here. And they're like, yeah, okay, oh yeah, there's a river. I mean, they live in Oregon, so, they have rivers, right? And, oh, yeah, there's some pine trees. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, okay. Clouds clear. And when they did, were speechless. They were without speech. We took the Icefields Parkway up to Jasper, stayed overnight, and came back. Okay, that's the physical world we live in. And we say a lot. I was talking to Brent earlier today. We say a lot. We are spiritual beings without question, having a human experience. And a lot of times we want to walk away from our human experience. We want to make it be as if it's, I'm so spiritual. I don't need to be involved with my human life. Well, folks, I got to say that's BS. And I do mean BS. I don't even mean belief systems. I do mean that's BS, because if you are here living this human life, it is because you have something to learn. And so don't walk away from your physical experience and being able to see something magnificent like that. Don't walk away from the physical world that we live in. With the world of our five senses, we are here for a purpose. We are here to grow. That's why we're here. And all the rest of the stuff in that paragraph you can learn in Foundations. Next. 500, my Beth says. So this is interesting, that there is an entire portion of this beautiful book that has self-help meditations. You may not know that, but it does. I'm going to go to 500. Oh, these are the teachings from the New Testament. All right, let's see how I can blow that. I'm not a Bible person. I tell Bible stories, and people who know the Bible are a little like, you should hear me tell the prodigal son. That one's really fun. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. 1. Okay. Woo-hoo. I got to go to the page over here. Yoo-hoo! All right. Oh, hold on a second. Otherwise, it would be too heavy a hold. All right. Pure religion manifests itself through acts of kindness. This is from the teachings of the New Testament. Pure religion manifests itself through kindness, acts of kindness and mercy. It is not arrogant, claiming a front seat in heaven, but it is humble before the great whole. It unifies with all humanity and finds no great difference between saint and sinner. Such a religion as this, the world of today needs, for it is sick of pretense and would like a practical demonstration of a belief in God made manifest through good works. Okay, that was a whole lot of words for saying if you are someone who goes to church on Sunday and the rest of the week you act like a jerk, you're not being truly religious. You're not being truly spiritual. You're giving lip service to things. I'm going to reread it here. Pure religion, he says, or does it say true? Pure religion manifests itself through acts of kindness and mercy. It is not arrogant, claiming a front seat in heaven, but it is humble before the great whole. So I'm going to go back to the guy who goes, this town is probably full of people who are sitting at their churches on Sunday morning and singing the hymns and doing all the things, and then go out to, cut people off on traffic and step on toes and all that other kind of stuff. We all know them. We maybe used to be them. I don't think it's true of anybody here. But what this is saying is, if you want to truly live this life, this spiritual life, this beautiful life that we have been given, this I am life, we're doing it through kindness. We are doing it through being good with people. Why do you think Ron and Lance and his group is starting this outreach program, this beautiful idea? It's not just so that we can have plastic pigs named Cowboy. It is because there is something innate within us that wants to make a difference. We are so blessed. We are so blessed, and it is something internal within us that wants to do good for our fellow man, that wants to touch other lives to make a world that works for everyone. And we don't do that by holding ourselves superior. We do that by recognizing that we are an expression of God, and so is that other person or that other groups of people who may need our help. That we are not holding ourselves apart, but that we are saying, I see you. I recognize you. You are me, and I am you. And yes, I'll give you a hand up. One of the things in this teaching and in this center, I'm all about teaching us this. But what I know is that you all want to get your hands dirty, so to speak. You want to make a difference, not just talk about making a difference. Yeah. And I think that's what Holmes is talking about here. I mean, I could go off on other tangents, but I think that works for that. Yes? You know what? We're out of time. One more. Okay, I heard 5:9. Boy, if anybody is sitting there with the book and finding like the most hard thing for me to talk to, I'm going to take your name. Okay, page 59 on how to use it. Love it. All right, hold on. I want to make sure my fan doesn't blow that away. Okay, page 59, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. 2 it is. No, I love it. I love it. One should treat, incidentally, if you don't know what treat means, that's pray. That's our term for prayer. One should treat any given proposition until he proves his principle, no matter how long it takes. We should treat until we get results, until there comes into our objective world, meaning our world of effect, the actual outpouring of our subjective words. There's more to it, but I'm going to speak to that. So a lot of times we hear, well, how often should I be treating for the man or the house or the a successful test or the whatever. What Ernest Holmes says is you treat until you see the result. And the reason for that is, folks, is that, the reason for that is everything that we are experiencing in our world of effect is a result of our consciousness, is a result of our BS, our belief systems. Everything that all the people we're bringing in, all the things that we want to be experiencing, the things we are currently experiencing, and the things that we want to be experiencing are a result of our consciousness, what's going on in our beliefs, what's going on in our thinking. And so we treat not to please, oh dear God, please make that George Clooney walk through the door, or dear God, please, give me the red Porsche, or anything like this. We are not beseeching to a God up there. What we are doing when we treat is that we are expanding our own consciousness. So the more I treat about the thing that I would like to be manifesting, the more expanding, the more accepting my consciousness becomes. Because spirit, as Ernest Holmes says somewhere in the text many times, says spirit can only do for us what it can do through us and as us, meaning through our own consciousness. So if I don't have a consciousness of George Clooney as a mate, I don't know why I chose him. Well, yeah, no, I do know why I chose him. But anyway, he was like a serial non-monogamist for a long time. Anyway, and people were like, why would you want to play her? Yeah, okay, anyway. See, I've grown. So if in my mind, I don't have that as my consciousness, but I keep on doing my treatment work, not to attract George Clooney, but the things that someone like that stands for, somebody who is interested in causes, someone who is kind to people, someone who is loving. It has nothing to do with how he looks. So I'm treating for the qualities, not so that God will bring George Clooney to me, but so that my consciousness expands, so that I have attracted 100 and so people who have the qualities of what I'm looking for. People who are loving, people who are generous, people who think I'm funny, people who... Does that make sense? Yeah? And so we treat until we see the result, not because God is withholding it from us, but because we have to develop the consciousness in our own minds in order to make it welcome. Thus ends the lesson. Classes are a lot like this, I should say. You know, if you haven't taken a class with Marjorie or me or Leslie or Monica or Reverend Darlene, if you haven't taken them, this is what we do. And we dive. We dive and we learn and we grow and have fun at the same time. Would you close your eyes, please? Let's go within. Yeah, John, if you could come noodle, that would be lovely. Whew. So this is what I know, that there truly is only one, the I am, that which is, that energy, that life force energy back of all things. And it doesn't matter what we call it, spirit or God or life, or Buddha, or the life force energy, or the cosmic muffin. It doesn't matter. It is all there is. It is the great I am that is back of all things. And it is expressing itself through us and as us. We are God at a local address. We are giving it the opportunity to experience this human life through us. It is a symbiotic relationship. It is a synergistic relationship. We are growing by expressing it, and it is growing by being expressed. And so what I know for each of us is that we begin or continue to be conscious of the thoughts that we entertain, the things we put our I am to. We begin to see life in this beautiful dance and know that we are part of it, that we are expressing it, we are living it. And what I know is that as we are living it, as we are courting it, that we are living fuller lives, lives that allow us to express even more, to be even more, to love more, to see beauty in everything, and to know that we are part of this great tapestry, this great unfolding of life. And so it is with a sense of deep gratitude that I release this treatment into the law, this law of cause and effect that I work in harmony with. I hand it over, I give it up to the law. As together we affirm, and so it is.